Coriander will help.
Liz, are we ready to go? I think so. If you want to join me, please go ahead. Just give us 1 second. Okay. Technically speaking, I did say 11:45, so 2 minutes early. Okay. If you want to move, join us on the other side, just for balance, folks, please. Thanks.
I'm here, but
He's here, but he's not here, just so you know.
Here's cardboard cutouts
Joining
for
us,
his
please come
face.
on over. Come over to the other side, thank you. Okay. Let's just get just one more over here so we can have everybody in shot. All right, guys, let's do it. Thank you.
All right, good. It's still morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. I also want to thank everyone that's standing to my left and right. These are individuals from our community who are trusted, who are respected, who are often the ones working to address gun violence in our community, mental health crisis in our community. They stand firmly on addressing public safety in our community, and we talk not only when there are good times, but many of us have been together and fight for our communities during very challenging times. So I just want to thank my community partners standing with us today. So I stand at the intersection of Albany's past and future, and I stand on a very strong foundation. This city has really good bones, very strong bones, and I don't think there's anyone who would argue with that. This is a city that so many people feel connected to in so many different ways. Everybody has their own unique story. And I'm sure if you ask everyone up here, you'll hear some similarities, but you'll hear some key differences, that everybody has their own Albany story. Whether their families have lived here for generations, whether they once lived here and moved away, whether they came here from around the world or passed through as a student or came here for a job, almost everyone has these stories. Those stories are usually ones of pride and affection for our great city. I also have to acknowledge something real that is talked about all the time. Sometimes really loud on social media. Sometimes people are screaming at me about it. But people are talking about Albany in ways that are oftentimes hard to hear, especially for those of us like myself who live here. I walk my children in the neighborhood, and oftentimes you hear residents, business owners, even people who love our city say the same thing. And that is, Albany has a reputation for being unsafe. It is a narrative that is out there, and we have to be honest about this narrative that is very loud that Albany is an unsafe city. Even as Governor Hochul was just here this week, she visited Albany and showed us some very promising data. We talked about promising data in terms of statistics that show gun violence and crime being down in our city. That is real. And despite the data, people do not feel safe. And we can no longer just point to percentages and expect people to feel safe. People are talking about things oftentimes that they hear via the media, or a friend has said, or an incident that's happened in our city. And those become the talking points about Albany and safety in our city. And that's why we essentially are here today. We are here as a community to right the ship. If Albany is going to thrive in the way that people hope and believe it can, safety has to be the foundation. We cannot talk about economic growth, attracting new families, retaining the families that we have, building more housing in beautiful neighborhoods, or strengthening local businesses if people still feel unsafe. Public safety is not one of the issues, not a side issue. It is the issue. It is the issue. It's also a priority for my administration as I look ahead, starting January 1. I have been very clear that I am someone who values safe streets, a safe community. My mother was a DC police officer, so my mom was a cop. I grew up learning about public safety through the eyes of a child who had a parent, a single mom who was a cop. And so I understand how important public safety is and how important our police departments are. And Albany deserves a future where residents feel confident walking in their neighborhoods, where businesses feel supported, and where the perception of our city matches the reality we all work very hard to build. Changing that narrative starts at the top. The decision about who leads the Albany Police Department may be the most important decision I ever have to make as mayor. The next chief will shape how we move forward, how we build trust, and how we stabilize the departments during a critical moment for our city, and not just the departments across the city, how we stabilize the Albany Police Department. When I learned that Brendan Cox, Chief Cox, was returning to our city in an interim capacity, I was thrilled. We worked together when I was a city councilwoman on police reform issues. I've known Chief Cox my entire public service career as an elected official. Relationship spans a little over a decade. His presence in his interim capacity brought immediate steadiness, the signal of return to something familiar, community-focused leadership at a time when people are asking for exactly that. Today, I am proud to announce that Chief Cox will just continue in that interim role. He will serve as the chief of the Albany Police Department as part of my administration. People across our city have been wondering who the next chief would be, because everyone understands this is critical for our city. Trust is crucial at this juncture, and Chief Cox has earned the confidence of residents, partners, and our police department. And after careful consideration and honest conversations, Chief Cox and I both believe that he is the right person for this moment in our city's history. His experience, his commitment, his understanding of our neighborhoods gives us a strong foundation to move forward in the right shift that we've been talking about. I want to briefly talk about my confidence in Chief Cox, and then I'm going to allow Chief Cox to say as many words as he would not. But for me personally, Chief Cox has shown openness to reform and a clear commitment to independent oversight. He has a track record of that. He understands that public safety depends on trust and respect. I know that he understands that, but I've seen it in action, not just for a week, not just for a month, but over a period of time. He listens to residents and values collaboration, and this approach that our city needs right in this very moment. Keeping our chief right here in the city of Albany allows us to be nimble. We have a lot of challenges in front of us and a lot of opportunities as a city. And we need to be able to rollerblade and shoot up at the same time as we work to transform our city to change. narrative, and we need chief cops as top cop so that he can do his job. We in partnership with the community, in partnership with the departments, so that we can hit the ground running, rebuilding our city and changing that narrative about what it means to live, work, and play in the city of Albany. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to our police chief, my friend and colleague, Chief Brendan Cox.
Mayor-elect Applyrs for really just everything that she's done for the city. Her leadership since the day we have been amazing. We have worked on so many different things. Back in the days when we started to work on the relationships with our officers and the residents of the city, especially young men of color of the city. That was the time I remember us being able to get into a room and say, how do we get our officers together with our residents so we don't have the negative interactions and some negative people around them. We don't have those happen. We were able to accomplish that together. When many things were happening in St. Louis and other places, 10 plus years ago. So I'll age myself. We did not have those things happen. They did not happen because was able to help bring the community together, bring our officers together, and come up with the ideas to say, let's get people together and let's do something different. So it's really an honor of mine to be able to be happy to stay on this. So I truly appreciate that. I look forward to continuing this. When I look at my career, I look at my time here in the city. This is the city I love. This is the community I love. The women and men of Portland, I'm honored to serve. Honored to work with them. They do amazing work every day. They love this community. They ultimately want leaders. And I know that they're looking for it. They've loved working for Mayor Sheen. I know they are looking for working for leaders. I think this transition is going to be great. I'm looking forward to many of the things they're doing. A year ago when I came back, I looked at this and said, yes, basis. I think I've shown that I jumped in with two people. When I jumped in with my whole body. I haven't looked at this as an interim job, even though I did not think I was going to be here for much longer after the first year. But at the end of the day, I realized that there was just too much to be done. When I first retired from this job back in 2017, I left at a time when I was a police step away. Leadership in place that everything was good. I think there's just too much work. We staff our department. We need health and wellness. Women and men of the department deserve to be taken care of. Our community and our police deserve to come together. And I look forward to it. I agree with the mayor-elect. We are a safe city. The perception of safety is not bad. And that's a perception we need to take care of. There's a lot of reasons for that. And those are reasons that we can, there are things we can do together. So I look forward to the challenges. I look forward to the work ahead. I don't really thank you for that. And,
So with that, we will be engaging with community. We had a breakfast with some of the community partners staying with us and some in this room. Public safety involves the community, not just the police department, but community is essential to an ecosystem that supports public safety in the way it's intended. And so again, I want to thank the partners standing with us here, who met with us, those who we will meet, because I understand from my tenure that things happen, those tough times, but we get through them and we navigate them when we have strong collaboration and partnership. So the community will have opportunities to engage with Chief and we are taking the show on the road. We will be hosting a series of meet and greets across our great city on January 9th from 8:30 to 10 a.m. We will be at the Pearl Street Diner. We will give community members an opportunity in an informal way to come in and say hello to myself and our chief, to ask questions, to share concerns. We want to make this as community friendly as possible. We want to come out to our community, touch them, talk to them, and hear from them. So that's January 9th. January 21st from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. The Stewart Shop location at 875 Second Avenue. February 6th, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We at Madison Avenue, and on February 23rd, 5 p.m. to 3 p.m. we will be at the Howell Library. This information will be made available to the public, folks to see community members, business owners, faith leaders, see you out in the community to talk more about public safety in the city of Albany. So with that, thank you again, Chief. It's an honor to continue our service. Again, I'm honored to have you as our top cop. And we'll take questions from the meeting.
Chief, you speak about returning the police department to full staff. Where do you stand on that road right now, and how long might it take to reach the staffing level that you're comfortable with?
So, it's going to take some time. I mean, in order to be able to get back to the staff levels we need to get to, it's going to take time, because as we hire people are still eligible to be able to retire, so people are going to leave. We have a plan in place. We ultimately just rated 11 people last week. We have 15 people in the academy now who are on a list to come out of some first list, but test we just did. We have a plan in place to be able to hire right away, regardless of whether or not we're planning with the academy, so that way we can train people. But we also have some plans in place to change the way that we do it.
Do you think the perception of the public that the city is unsafe is because of the short staff?
I think there are an array of issues out there. We need to message things a little bit better. I also think that there's mental health issues. We'll see substance use issues. I think sometimes they believe that those issues have to do with violence. I also think people listen to times because of social media. Sometimes think people will see social media and just automatically jump on social media and think that in their mind things are not safe. So I think there's sometimes we have to make sure we're messaging things the right way.
You found out that you were no longer the interim and you will be on January 1st. What changes for you, if anything, and what is kind of the first order of business now that it's official?
So, like I said, I didn't come in and just and staff at the department. I don't think anybody felt like I came in and acted as an interim. So, one of the things that we'll continue to do is priority certainly recruitment and retention, priority also health and wellness. One of the things that we have is a new director of health and wellness. That's a position we've never had before. That is a huge priority. So, there are some priorities that are going to be continued. I don't feel like I've acted as an interim chief. I don't think that feels how I got.
In your meetings with Dr. Applyrs,